Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios, right to buy official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Me and Molson Zia Missing, available on Amazon, coming soon, Missing 2 by Me and Molson Zia, double the suspense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, Theories, Quiz of Pains, King David Psalms. Check it out, Amazon.com, Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you support us today. MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with amazing Dallas-based saxophonist, flautist, born in Pittsburgh in a musical household. He was introduced to music early in life with parents as musicians and educators. He began his sax lessons with local legend Cy Hayes and went to University of North Texas to later graduate in music and jazz performance. Excuse me here. He also played on cruise ships to New York City and also played with the group Flipside. And he's got his own release called Struttin at The Winedale. Live, ladies and gentlemen, Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Dallas. The amazing Dallas-based saxophone flute player born in Pittsburgh with Struttin at The Winedale. Ladies and gentlemen, multi-talented Dave Monsch. Dave, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Dave. So you're a Dallas-based saxophonist, flautist, born in Pittsburgh in a musical household. You began your sax lessons with legendary local Cy Hayes, and you went to University of North Texas to graduate in music and jazz performance. You also played on cruise ships in New York City. You also played with Flipside, and you have a new album called Struttin' at the Winedale, featuring the title track and on many others as well, too. And before getting on it, Dave, tell us how I first got started.
Oh, well, I mean, I for some reason I decided to pick up saxophone, and my dad knew Cy, and so he hooked me up with lessons and started third grade, and then
Oh my goodness.
yeah, they start band early up in Pittsburgh in fourth grade, and yeah, so I just got a little jump on it, and then just went through the school program, and then went to UNT.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds amazing as well, too. Tell us about your journey going from Pittsburgh to Dallas.
I'm sorry.
Tell us about your journey going from Pittsburgh to Dallas.
Oh yeah, it was different, culturally just different, just from being up, northeast down to Texas. So it was different than I expected, but it wasn't like I kind of thought, be like people riding around horses, but it's not like that. I mean, some places, but it's a big metropolitan area, and Denton, where the school is about 45 minutes northwest of Dallas, and so and that was a very cool town. It still is.
Mm-hmm. And what got you interested in going to Texas?
Well, it was a well-known school, so I was looking at Berkeley or Miami, and UNT. So I settled on UNT.
Okay. I wasn't aware of it until you mentioned. Now I can just say if there's something on Berkeley or Miami, there's always North Texas, and that's a really good option as well. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you do in the rest of your career?
I don't know if I could pick one thing. It's just, I just kind of, I just am a musician, so just wanted to try to pursue that. And I didn't go for an education degree. I didn't really want to have something to fall back on, even though it's a smart thing to do. But I just went with jazz performance and went from there.
Okay. And who are some of your favorite sax players, jazz players, and who are some of your favorite musicians, singers, artists, and everything like that growing up?
I mean, uh, Dexter Gordon and Joe Henderson and Sonny Rollins is one of my favorites. And saxophone wise, I mean, when I was younger, I when I first got into jazz, I was checking out, David Sanborn and, more of the fusion stuff. And then later I, uh, slipped into, the more traditional guys. And, I really like the Count Basie big band. And I do a lot of big band playing. And
Okay.
and so that I really enjoy that a lot.
How about some other favorite big band artists?
Duke Ellington, I mean, and Gil Evans, those are my staples, that I tend to.
And really good a lot as well too, man. With some big band and being a lost art and everything else, and making a comeback. And we'll talk more with the Dallas-based saxophonist, flautist, born in Pittsburgh, Dave Monsch with Struttin At The Winedale. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundWave Studios. Visit online at SoundWaveStudios.com for all he needs. Look at a professional website without breaking budget. SoundWave Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love you to first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has got great reviews. And Evil Love and Enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. 4 Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, including 30 exquisite paintings, King David's Psalms. Sweet Psalmist gives a new perspective of David through the Psalms he wrote, and his time as a shepherd where it started, a complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, hope, and more. Check out the Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist, Serena Wagner. Make sure you check it out today. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries. Take us with you on any mobile device, and be sure to subscribe to us on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, iHeart, and more for great gift ideas. Amazon.com. Be sure to check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. And be sure to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here, amazing Dallas-based saxophonist, flautist, born in Pittsburgh, in a musical household, now based in Dallas, Texas. Dave Monsch here on the Mike Wagner Show. Before we talk about Struttin At The Winedale, you played some cruise ships in New York City. You also played with Flipside. Tell us more about those.
Well, actually, no, I just worked on some cruise ships out of Florida, but that was just right after college. And then a few years later, I lived in New York City.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you corrected it. So, and I thought, how would you do a cruise ship to New York City? So,
yeah, I don't know if they run some out of there or not. I don't know, but
or they might just run them up to Canada too, like one of the seaways. So, or maybe find a way in Newfoundland. Of course, anything can happen.
I have done a fly-in, like it was actually with a big band. We flew in, and we were out of Boston and just did a week long up to Canada, and Montreal, and it was beautiful up there, and hit Maine and all that. So
it does sound like a really good area too. You also play with Flipside, getting your start on that.
So Flipside, it was a quartet, and with trumpet. Now for the past I don't know, 20 years or close to it, we've been a trio, or maybe 15 years. But so it's just drums, bass, and saxophone, and it's it's very free. It's like structured freedom. We have songs, but we never know which direction they might. We've been playing some of those tunes a long time, but they can be different every time. So it's a pretty free spirited, and those guys, we know each other very well, so we can kind of just get going and see what happens.
I think that sounds like my kind of music as well too. If I were getting a jazz band, let's just rip and just play off each other. That's what I really like about it. So that's one of the best things.
Yeah, and actually, the album "Struttin At The Winedale," that title is, or that song is based off of the Winedale Tavern, which was a bar that, Flipside, we we cut our teeth at that place weekly for quite a while. So we kind of really developed our style and what we were doing there. You know, we just played every Sunday, and didn't really pay hardly anything, so we were able to, we could just do whatever we wanted. So you know,
But of course, you got to have the free drinks, right? Or
oh
reduced
yeah, yeah,
price.
yeah, we had that. Yeah, we did spill some tequila there. So
I think you should write about tequila instead. So, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah, of course, you did the title track. You also did Joe Through Osmosis and Irish Farewell, Clip Clop, and tell us more about those.
so Joe Through Osmosis, I wrote that song a long time ago. When I was in college, I was listening to a lot of Joe Henderson, and I wrote this song, and I thought, it just reminded me of a Joe Henderson song, and I was hoping I didn't rip something off, but I hadn't. But it just it sounded like it was definitely um, some ideas borrowed from Joe Henderson there. So I figured I'd give credit where it was due, and an Irish Farewell. That was one I wrote over the pandemic, and I I don't know the inspiration behind that, but it reminded me of kind of a sea shanty, and I imagined, like, somebody sailing off, and saying goodbye, and so it's not about an Irish goodbye, like ditching out of a bar to leave your friends. It's an Irish farewell. So, um, but and what was the other one you asked me about?
Clip Clop.
Clip Clop. Yeah, that it kind of reminded me of Sonny Rollins has an album called Way Out West, and he does Western songs. I'm an old cowhand and stuff like that. And so I just kind of stumbled across this melody and thought it was kind of catchy, um, and so I named it Clip Clop, and I wasn't really sure uh, why. It turns out when I was a kid, I Googled this. I Googled Clip Clop, and it was a toy horse, and I had one of those when I was a kid.
Oh, I
So,
remember those things. Yeah, like a stick horse, or you got one of those bouncy things, or you
yeah,
made your own. It's like, take a broomstick, or like back in the day, paper mache. Create a horse head or take a puppet of a horse. I mean, we were so creative back then. We wrote those things around all the time. Can't afford a real horse, just get a broomstick and stick a toy horse on there, or like a horse's head, or create one. I remember those.
yeah, yeah. So I named it that, and then it was just ironically, that was a real thing. So it was kind of funny.
Well, I'm sure the horse thanked you for it as well too later on. Clip Clap. So probably sell the broom horses right now as we speak here. And plus, you also had a couple others like Mind Dream and Ruby's Dance. And tell us more about those.
Yeah. So Mind Dream, that was one I wrote that one quite a while ago, and I recorded it. I think I recorded it twice. Yeah, with Larry Natwick, a piano player friend of mine, and so we have a couple albums, and one was a duo and one was a quartet. And actually, no, Mind Dream's not on the quartet; it's on the duo. Um, and that kind of it kind of reminded me of a like an Italian folk song, and I don't know why. I just it's kind of spacey, and I just kind of mind dream. I don't know. It's a maybe it's a oxymoron of a title, but anyway, that was that. And then Ruby's Dance. I wrote that one for my dog because she does a little dance around. So that was it. And
Huh.
that's probably one of the happiest songs I've written.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like it too, as well. Too, we have a couple more releases to talk about with Dave Monsch from Struttin At The Winedale. We'll get to those in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's Missing. Also brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on life of King David. Check it out, Amazon.com. Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. We'll be back with the multi-talented Dave Monsch of Struttin At The Winedale after this timeout. We're back with Dallas-based saxophonist, flautist, born in Pittsburgh and now in Dallas, Dave Monsch on the Mike Wagner Show with Struttin At The Winedale. There's a couple more songs on there we can go over. It's Slippery and Waves. Tell us more about those.
So Slippery is well, it's a very hard song. So it's slippery to play. You know, you can fall down on that one. It's like walking on ice. So yeah, because that one it's harmonically difficult, and it is has different time changes and odd forms, and yeah, so it's a tricky one. I don't want to, you know, I don't like to just throw that one at somebody if they haven't, you know, if we got a new guy coming in playing in the band, I don't, you know, I wouldn't just call that one because it's pretty slippery.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that that's like a 5/4 time or something like Dave Brubeck, where it's like a really challenging one to play?
It is. It's not an 5/4. It's in 4/4, and then the bridge goes into 3. Uh, and there's there's a couple bars of 2 in there, and so there's just hits and there's some transitions that can be tricky. And harmonically, it has a lot of chord changes, and it starts out in F sharp minor and ends in G minor, and then it just goes right back to F sharp.
Oh my gosh, you're kind of just going through a spaghetti junction of all the chords, the minors, the times, and everything else like that.
Yeah, it's a tricky song. It's probably it's probably the hardest song I've written, at least for me to play. And anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, what got you to write that song "Slippery"? What was that first mind that you wrote that song, changes and everything like that? What was that one moment that simply said, "Hey, I'm gonna make it slippery"?
I just I was actually just practicing, and I was practicing a half whole diminished scale, and I was just messing around with that, and then I just kind of stumbled across that melody, and then I just went from there. That's kind of a lot of the songs that I write. Either that just happens, just messing around, playing my horn. A lot of them, I'll have an idea, and just sing it in my phone, just a voice memo, and then go back to it later and then kind of flesh it out and build upon that one little idea.
Okay, I think that's a really interesting concept as well too. And we also have waves as well too. And tell us more about that one.
I'm sorry, you froze up for a second. What was that?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Waves. That's the
Oh yeah,
next
yeah.
song on there.
So Waves was another one. So Slippery I wrote during the pandemic, and Waves, and so Waves was, it was kind of that was a weird time. Um, just all the gigs just stopped, and just sitting around the house, and so it was pretty strange. And that was it's kind of it's a little dark of a song, I think, but then it ends uh, very happy. It ends major, and so it was kind of waves of emotions and waves of the pandemic. Another wave coming in, and
Mm-hmm.
things shutting down, and you think you're out of it, and then it comes back. So it was kind of a culmination of all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it ends positive, so I was trying to end with a positive note.
And I think you did a really good job on that one too. Gave that a listen. If there's other music we haven't covered, feel free to talk about
it. Let's see what it. Yeah, that was the last album. That was the last song in that. Yeah, yeah. So I think we covered all the ones on that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, where can we find Strutting at the Winedale and all your works at, Dave?
Where to buy it and listen to it?
Correct. Yes.
Yes, it's on Amazon and it's on iTunes and Spotify, and you can go to my website davemonsch.com, and it has a link to Amazon, I believe, to purchase it there.
Okay. All right. Well, certainly check that out as well, too. We encourage everybody to go there. We're here with the multi-talented saxophonist, flautist from Dallas, Texas, Dave Monsch here on the Mike Wagner Show with Struttin At The Winedale. Dave, just a couple more things. What else can we expect from you in 2025 and beyond?
Well, it's looking pretty good right now. You know, the pretty busy with gigs, and I think there's actually Alex, who we talked about earlier. I met him through Jason Vandegrift and through a recording called the Lord Baltimores.
The Lord Baltimores. Yes, I remember them. I had them on. Great guys, great people.
Oh, okay. You had Jason on.
Yes, I did. He is fantastic. Tell him, give him my regards.
And did you have David Pierce on there as well?
I believe I did. Yes, I had the Lord Baltimore's and really good reviews, and people enjoyed the show actually.
Yeah. So I love that. That project was great, and that was where I first met Jason, and David Pierce and I are longtime friends, and we play a lot together, and so that was, well, he's on the album too. He's trombonist on the album. Yeah, but I think they're talking about another recording, so hopefully that's going to come up maybe this year, and you know, just getting into the studio for various things. I do a lot of freelance stuff. I got you know, just sometimes just a one-off here and there, you know, independent label stuff, and sometimes, you know, a full label, you know, not just indie guys, or yeah. So
okay.
that's what I got going on right now. So
okay, that sounds like it. Looking forward to having you on for that. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Well, I mean, I think Sonny Rollins is. You talking about artists?
Correct, yeah, or just anybody in general.
Well, I mean, Sonny Rollins is one of my favorite saxophonists, and I just respect him as a person as well. You know, never had a chance to meet him, but from everything I've heard, and he's just a special person, you know, and a great saxophonist, and he really has he's adventurous in the way he plays. I think he's one of the best, just one of the best improvisers ever. You know, just he's interesting and funny, and he's not afraid to just go in whatever direction.
Okay. And it sounds like a lot of people should be doing that, not be afraid. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, I mean, if you love music, you got to really love it if you're going to do it, because it's a hard business.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that from a lot of people. You got to have the passion. You got to be in the right groove. And I completely understand that, Dave. We're here with the multi-talented Dave Monsch of Struttin At The Winedale here on the Mike Wagner Show. We'll play one of his tracks at the end of the audio interview. We encourage everybody to do that. Dave, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
DaveMonsch.com. And thanks so much, Mike. Thanks for having me. It's been great.
And thank you as well, too. And we're looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish all best. And Dave, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
See you, Mike.